Hey guys, what's up? It's Banshee here. We're here with a new game that I just got off of Steam called Depression Quest. Its emotional character is probably the most indescribable, except as a sort of double mind in which any or all of the alternatives we associate with human agency, sitting or standing, doing or resting, speaking or keeping silent, living or dying, are not just unpleasant, but literally horrible. It's a game that deals with living with depression. It's basically a simulation game. So, few controls. Alright, scroll page, tab, next option, shift tab, previous option, confirm action, backspace, rewind passage, advance passage. Okay. Keyword or locate. So I can do shift tab. I can't get out of this.
2 hours later.
Oh, there's a return button. I'm sorry. Oh god. Okay. Restart game. Exit game. Resume game. Okay. Begin. It's an early on a Monday morning. You are a mid-20s human being. You have a significant other named Alex, who you are rather fond of, that you have been seeing exclusively for the past few months. The rest of your social circle consists of a variety of friends and acquaintances, some of whom you met at your day job, which is a little boring, but pays the rent. You'd like to be doing more with your life, as would your parents, but you're still in the process of figuring out what means and how to go about it. You are also dealing with motivation issues that sometimes makes dealing with these things difficult. You feel like this is probably your fault. On bad days, you can feel inwardly angry and down on yourself for being lazy, but you're not quite sure how you can break out of it, or how other people can deal with these feelings and seem so very functional. You spend a lot of nights fixating on thinking about this, but never seem to do anything about it other than lose sleep. This unseasonably warm Wednesday evening, you spent the past several hours at work. The past week or so you found your job, motivation, flagging more so than usual. You've been in a fog practically all day today, simply going through the motions without realizing even what you've been doing half the time. And yet you seem to be moving at half speed. You're so checked out that when your boss approaches you to tell you that it's dead and you can go home, it barely registers. As you walk home, the streets hiss from the recent rainfall. You know that your significant other will be in classes until another couple hours at least. You briefly consider using serendipity to solitude to catch up on that project you've been working on haphazardly for the past few months. As soon as you think about the work that awaits you at home, you can feel the panic creeping in from the back of your brain, unbidden. All you can think about is how incredibly far behind you are. The amount of work seems nothing less than insurmountable. By the time you arrive home and change out of your uncomfortable work clothes, the stress is weighing down on you like a heavy, wet wool blanket. Your computer seems to be staring you down from your desk. You want to sit down and work, but the mere thought of trying to work sends your stress levels flying. More than anything, you feel suddenly and absolutely exhausted and feel a strong desire to simply hide in bed. Do you? Alright. You are depressed, interaction is exhausting, and you are becoming more and more withdrawn. You are not currently seeing a therapist, and you are not currently taking medication for depression. Reluctantly sit down at your desk and try to make yourself do something. Turn on TV, telling yourself you just need a quick half hour to unwind from work. Crawl into bed, you're so stressed and overwhelmed you couldn't possibly accomplish anything anyways. Try and do something. You make a stop at your fridge turn on your favorite playlist, and sit down and start working. You open the last file you were working on, and as soon as your hands touch the keyboard, your mind goes blank. All the motivation and ideas you had when you arrived home vanish in a flash. Your brain seizes up, and you find yourself physically incapable of any sort of productive thought. You take a break to loosen up, popping into your email inbox, Twitter, and various internet-based distraction fodder. Frustratingly, this pattern continues throughout the course of the evening. As soon as you try to focus on work, your brain diverts all of its energy away from the task at hand. While you keep flipping back to your work, you find the sheer mental effort involved keeping your brain focused is overwhelming and tiring. A few Twitter arguments, YouTube videos, and sparse amounts of actual work later, your playlist flips back to track 1 and the ice in your glass has all but melted, diluting the last of the dregs of coke you were nursing. You look at the clock and realize that a few hours have passed since you last sat down to work, and you've made negligible progress. I can just wake up early tomorrow and catch up, you think to yourself as you climb into bed, even though you know that never actually happens. You're very depressed, you spend a large amount of time sleeping and hating yourself, and have very little energy or motivation. You are not currently seeing Paris, and are not doing okay. It's mild Friday afternoon. Alex calls you from one of her classes, telling you that there's been a really awesome birthday party tonight, or there's going to be a really awesome birthday party tonight, at her apartment that one of her roommates is throwing. You've hung out with this roommate a few times, with Alex, and you get along well enough, but aren't particularly close. You don't have to work in the morning, and have nothing else in particular to do tonight. You are feeling kind of run down, but you have been fatigued most of the time lately. You mention that you're feeling ill because you're not sure how else to explain those feelings to someone else, and say that you aren't sure that you can make it tonight. There's a second of silence over your phone, but you can swear you can hear the sound of your partner's face fall. She tries to convince you anyway. You haven't seen her this week, and she sounds pretty insistent that you come over. She even drops a few suggestively worded hints that you can stay over with them tonight after the party. What do you do? Free to go. You agree to go, even though you're not really feeling social, and it's important to Alex, and you'd really like to see her. Seeing her does make you feel better sometimes, and you hope that this is the case tonight, even if it means dealing with all the usual social anxiety. The time to leave rolls around, and you grab your overnight bag. Alex's apartment is a short walk away, and there are already people hanging out on the porch. You feel your chest tighten as you approach the building and try to steel your nerves. You quickly find your partner chatting away with the birthday girl, and Alex immediately lights up when she sees you. "I'm so happy you came. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it." A young man taps her on the shoulder, and she turns back to you to apologize and let you know that they have to do something for the party. Alex hands you a beer and plants a kiss on your cheek before going off to deal with whatever came up. As you look around, you don't see anyone else you recognize. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Depression Quest. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll hopefully be playing more of this game in the future. Any more free games on Steam, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and see what I can do to get them. Thanks for watching. Bye.